Welcome back to Try Before We Die, the whiskey review show where we don't know what we're drinking, but we'll tell you what we're thinking. And I'm here with my pal Mal.
It's good to be back again, Cole.
Yeah, it's a nice day outside, right? I see you sitting in a lawn chair for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Winter's coming to a close. The bugs are coming out.
That is correct.
All right. Of the
over
400 bottles of whiskey in this bar, don't tell my wife. We're going to find out
Lucky
tonight.
she doesn't watch this.
I know. I try to play it upstairs when she's not around. Here we go. Tonight we'll open and review bottle number. You got to guess?
71.
That's a hope. It's going to be bottle 49.
Wow.
It is right behind me. Okay, so we've got some numbers. So we got 31. We got 46. What are we at? 49. 46, 47, 48, 49. Okay, this is going to bring us to a Glenmorangie. Morangie. I'm going to get you a jersey. So this is the 14-year-old port cask finish. This is, the Quinta Ruban.
Why does that sound familiar? Didn't we polish off one of these like in one of our expeditions when we played paintball?
Did you ever hang out near a mimeograph machine?
A long time ago.
So the Quinta Ruban is part of the Glenmorangie Core Release series. And what have they recently done with it? This is a newer release.
I want to just say change the label.
Okay, there is truth to Mal's answer, so we're going to get some partial credit with change the label.
Hey, that's enough to get me biased.
Right.
That's all I need to know.
Right. We have actually reviewed the old label Quinta Ruban here.
Okay.
Okay. And what in particular is significantly different about this release?
The finish. As in from port to shed.
No.
Shed to port.
No. You're getting a clue from the sound man. This is a 14-year-old. Does that help you?
2 years older?
Very good. So the original was a 12-year-old release.
Which was based on their 12. Ooh.
And so when they rebranded the labeling, they moved the Quinta Ruban to a 14-year-old.
Huh.
There is chatter out there in the world that people seem to prefer the 12 over the 14. I've not had a taste of the 14 before. We really enjoy the 12.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. That's the. I'm sure that's one of the bottles we've disposed of up in.
We've had a few of these, right? But we've actually had one here on set as well.
All right.
Okay?
I believe you.
All right. Tell us something we don't know about Glenmo that we've not really brought up before, or something that you think stands out for you about them.
I don't have anything that really just stands out. Mm-hmm. For me, for me, I would think of it being as one of the most, the 12 especially, the go-to. Mm-hmm. Very widely available. Mm-hmm. And I would put them up in some of the bigger distillers.
Likely to be a heavily oily whiskey or a lighter whiskey?
A lighter one.
Why?
Because it's a space cider. Oh, Glenmo's a Highland. Wow, I've lived off freaking. The fact that I thought they were space ciders.
Because they have the short, squat stills, right?
Oh, the short squats. We just had a discussion about stills.
What kind of stills do they have?
They have the kettle ones, right?
I hope a few of you have seen more than one of our episodes.
They're tall stills.
The giraffe stills.
The giraffe.
See how I jud that? Like Gerard?
That's right. They have the giraffe stills.
Right, which is tall, which will carry the lighter vapor to the top.
Correct.
Yes. Do you recall our season opener for season 5 bottle?
No. But you will.
I will. It was the Spey Tawny Port.
Okay, I do remember that.
Okay, which was delicious.
It was very delicious.
Right. And so I really am starting to have an affinity for some of these port caskings.
And didn't we do another one who had a port finish was it the... Wasn't Tullabardine, was it?
This season?
No.
In our lives?
Correct.
Yes. Yes. And Tullabardine has the Burgundy as well.
And there's someone else that we reckon we really enjoyed.
Okay. I'll dig around and we'll see if we can TBWD fact if we've done another port episode. I'm confident we probably have. I know we did a Glenmorangie port cask
Maybe that's
a few seasons ago.
I just find it odd because port is not something that I would think when you think of sherry, oak, bourbon.
Right. I think a flavor that we might consider at some point might be a chocolate flavor. But why don't you tell us a little bit about this color? I'm going to see if we have a coloration statement.
I'm going to throw out Auburn.
So we're in ruby port cask. Oh, Auburn, I like that.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Just a little bit of the, I was going to go with the red, but the ruby. Right? So we got a ruby port. Mal says an Auburn. There is this tint of, that brings us away from amber.
Yes.
Yes, right. It's a rusted amber. You got a ring around the top.
Yes, they do. It's like, it actually looks a little bit like a heart if you tip it.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, so I'm gathering from your blank stare at the beginning that you're not, see right here?
Yeah.
That you're not recalling the 12-year-old Quinta Ruban that we opened earlier.
No.
Okay. All right. We really enjoyed it.
I don't think there's too many of the Glenmorangies that we haven't enjoyed.
Yeah. I've got some really nice legs here. You're coming along right here. You're really dropping pretty slowly. Do you remember, Mal, the master distiller at Glenmo is also at what other distillery? Who is behind Dr. Bill? Right behind me is the other distillery.
Really? Ardbeg?
Ardbeg, yes. Yes. Again, I really do hope some of you see more than one of these episodes.
Really?
Yeah.
Ardbeg?
Ardbeg.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
That's actually two distinct.
Right.
That's actually pretty more impressive.
Do you ever watch these episodes?
No. Once in a blue moon, I catch it, and I make sure I hit the thumbs up.
Yeah.
Just to make sure it looks like I'm doing
super
something.
helpful. All right, let's get a nose on this Ruby Port Glenmo 14-year-old. Hits nicely. I just want to check the ABV. I don't know if I said what it was. 46%. We're finished for a bold and velvety whiskey. Okay. So that 46 hit me pretty quick. Oh, apricot. A dried apricot. I think I'm getting some chocolate too.
I give you the chocolate.
Yep. I've got a chocolate covered dry fruit happening.
And there's a really pleasant sweet smell to it.
Yeah, the alcohol is very much mellowed out at this point.
What I like about this compared to like a sherry based is sometimes I find the sherry based off-putting because you get that sulfury.
That sulfur hit right off, especially in the closed
But
glass.
what I've noticed with the Burgundy and now ports and stuff like that, these have a much more pleasant smell.
I can see the Glenmo 12 Quinta Ruban from here. I may have to run and grab it, but not yet. I want to taste it. I'm really thinking about color. I want to talk a little bit about if there's a color difference. Here at the bar, we have the Help Yourself shelf, and I believe the 12 is on that shelf. Right there in the far right, is that it right there? May not be. Is it the Dutak? Okay, I was wrong. Another Glenmo. All right. All right, so I've got chocolate, I've got a dried apricot, you've got something sweet and pleasant, none of that sherry sulfur.
No, and I don't know about
Citrus just came along.
Oh, so that's where I was going to differ with you.
An orange zest.
I was going to say it's more of an orange than an apricot.
I'm seeing that now, or I'm smelling that now. That became so pronounced.
But that's what I'm getting. I'm getting that orange citrus.
Yeah.
And it's right there. It's
with the chocolate?
With the chocolate.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to agree.
You get this puff of chocolate, and then behind it gets pushed by this orange smell.
Is your mouth watery right now? I'm very much looking forward to a drink of this.
Yeah, I would look forward to taking a sip of this.
So you can see how the legs really have developed.
See, I don't go up the glass like you do.
Yeah, you're not going as high on the glass, but you've got the same thing happening, but it's lower.
I got right down here. It's like
yeah,
tick, 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 tick.
Yeah, and if you can't see in front of you, but you got a whole line right there.
All right, let's do it.
All right. The Glenmo, the 14-year-old Quinta Ruban, part of their new release of their core series, our first time trying it.
2 years older.
2 years older than the 12.
Cheers.
Oh, there was an interesting note there at the end. I'm getting everything that we're nosing. I'm getting a little bit of that chocolate to begin. I'm getting something citrus, and then something very dull, meaning the opposite of sharp, as opposed to a literary conversation with some friends of mine. Something just really like dull note happened at the end.
To go back to being corrected multiple times, those giraffe stills that pull the vapor and make things. This is extremely smooth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it goes down very easy. There's something at the end that I'm not identifying. The entire front is that chocolate, that citrus, and then there's this.
It almost like it missed the back of my tongue. Like I have taste in the front, I have taste in the middle, and I have nothing really at the back.
Roof of the mouth too?
Yeah.
Do you have anything right here?
Not really.
Okay, I've got a little linger right here. And I think that's going to be connected to the 46% ABV for me.
If it is, it's extremely light.
Yeah.
But this all happens in the front of your mouth.
Okay. Well, let's see what the back of this bottle says. Renowned, smooth, chocolate boldness, savored by many, intense depth. Port cask, that's all they're giving us. So they're saying, pay attention for the chocolate, which I think we picked up on the nose and the taste.
The chocolate's there.
There's that citrus again.
But as hard as I try to get anything to happen to the back of my mouth, it just won't. And there's another taste in there.
Is there an almond, a cashew? Is that and a nut? Right, because the end, that other note isn't sweet.
No, it's almost like butterscotch.
Well, that would be sweet.
Okay. Not necessarily that taste. There's something there that happens at the very end. And maybe it is more nutty.
Or malty. Right, grainy. There's something that sort of, again, not criticism at all here, that sort of deadens the flavors, right? So we have this sweet opening middle, and then it sort of dulls off with this cereal, this malt, this grain, this nut experience that sort of just cuts it. I've got a little linger in my chest, but nothing really. Very smooth. Are you thinking?
I am thinking, because it's... dull is not quite the right word. It's almost like extinguishes it.
Okay.
There's something that happens at the back of this drink that freaking changes the entire front. Like it almost makes it disappear completely.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have a very hard time picking up the front notes now, but there's like a malt ball.
Okay, so one of those dry movie theater snacks, right? Right?
Yes.
With the chocolate coating,
Correct.
and then it's just this puff of dryness. So sort of like a Cheeto,
Correct.
but with a malt, right?
I would call them like
a malted milk
a
ball, right?
Malteser,
Yeah. Okay.
which is the same difference.
So almost as if it were an orange chocolate malted ball.
Yes. So you bite through the chocolate, you taste the chocolate.
Yeah.
You get some of this citrus.
Yeah.
And at the very end of it, there's like a clearing, a extinguishing, because you get this.
It absorbs everything.
Correct.
As in this dry malted ball,
Yes.
right? Like it sort of soaks up all the flavor.
And that's what makes it so smooth going back. I mean, I've literally got nothing at the back of his drink. I am trying so hard to get this, maybe some sort of burn, something, but there is nothing.
Because if it rests in your mouth, you get the chocolate, you get the orange, and the minute you pull it back, and that's what I experienced right away. And I went to this dull, just meaning not sharp. It dulls the experience, and not in a critical way. And so I like this extinguish, and I like this idea of the malted, the orange chocolate malted ball.
And not being a port drinker,
Yeah.
so I don't have a lot of experience to pour off this. I don't really pour, I don't know where the port is.
Is it on the left side of the boat or the right side?
Port is left.
Okay. We'll find out. All right. So now we've got this 14-year-old Quinta Ruban off camera. We may do a comparison. But we've got some, it turns out today, some orange almond chocolate. And we've got an extra creamy chocolate, in addition to some strawberries, some ginger, some 2-year Australian cheddar, some olives, and some salmon, which I got to match your shirt.
Salmon.
What
would I do?
I'm going to the chocolate.
The easy way out is to do the intense orange.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the easy way out. I think that will pair well. So I'm going to do it.
Okay. There you go, buddy. I'm going to do it too, because I just think it's the match. And as always, don't finish the chocolate. Just let it melt in your mouth and add that whiskey. So I have all these inappropriate analogies that I want to make right now, but they all end with this. There was no struggle there at all.
You know what I liked about the chocolate?
I mean, it
Apart from the fact that it's really great chocolate. What I like about the chocolate, it paired itself so well for the journey that you get from the initial drink. Mm-hmm. You get that chocolate.
Yeah.
And as you start to melt that chocolate, you get a little bit of orange and there's a little bit of nut in here as well.
Yeah.
That's how this drink works. You get the chocolate, you get this zestiness about it, and then we have this finish that we're going to say it's this malted ball cracking open.
Yep.
You've got through the chocolate, you've cracked into it, and it's mellowed out, taking the chocolate taste away from you. Yeah. And then it allows it to easily go down your throat.
I mean, this chocolate is the chocolate example of this whiskey.
Yes.
Right. It's got the chocolate, the citrus, and the nut. This has got the chocolate, the citrus, and the malt, or the grain, or the nut. I mean, it's so compatible. There was zero struggle. They just merged as an experience.
You could have made that into that chocolate and you would have got the same experience.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so the Quinta Ruban, the 14-year-old, the new release from the core series from Glenmorangie, we're enjoying it. Let us know what you think if you've had the 12 versus the 14. We're going to do a little off-camera comparison as well, but not too shabby.
No, this is actually not having enough detail about the 12, so I can't just like rattle off, oh yeah, the 12. If this is what was handed to me instead of that, I'd be really happy.
Yeah. All right, let's see what the crew has for us. This is so in the literary world, this might be considered foreshadowing. To past adventures and those yet to come.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right, Mal, the Glenmo, the Quinta Ruban, the 14-year-old. A velvety whiskey that I can see on the back of the bottle. This whiskey checked a lot of marks for me, right? I'm starting to be attracted to the port casks. I like the chocolate and the citrus notes, and I really like how we spent some time to figure out how the fire was extinguished with that malt ball. That was good.
One was a shocker that I find out there's a Highland. Two, this is like what drinking really, when you step it up. I mean, this is like a drink that you can't really describe. You can't, oh yeah, it's going to be chocolate and orange and freaking it's malty finish. That's just a fantastic drink.
Yep. Dr. Bill delivers again.